Hello, YouTube! I'm back to talk about everything reality TV. Oh, Big Brother, I will start there. It's been 2 weeks and it's been an eventful 2 weeks. It really pained me that I wasn't able to talk about it last week when we had the fall of Tucker. I said in my last reality TV video that I felt like it was time for Tucker to go. I was glad he went, and I do feel like it opened the game up and we got to see some exciting shifts this week. Those shifts ultimately led to the eviction of Joseph in what seemed to be a last minute vote flip, Mackenzie flipping right as she was in there. But Joseph, I was happy to see him go. He got too big for his bridges. He got too cocky, too comfortable. I think he could have been a great player if he just learned to keep his mouth shut. He was just too high on his own supply, ultimately, and he left on Quinn's HOH. I said I felt like his connection to Quinn was going to bite him in the butt, and did. He had Quinn as an ally, and Quinn did not have his back as an ally. And he's out. Last preacher. Bye, Joseph. On to my ranking. My number one, it's still Angela. She's fantastic. Such good TV. I was so glad she stayed last week. And this week we got to see her become pretty close with Leah. I'm enjoying seeing Angela get the veto used on her. I'm curious to see if her relationship with Leah lasts this time around. I think it will. I think Tucker was just such a strong personality, and he got into showmans too. If Leah goes and gets into showmans with one of the last remaining guys left, I mean, she's got two options. Maybe Angela will have a problem, but I could see Angela and Leah lasting. Speaking of, my number two is Leah. She's back where I had her at the start of the season. This week, we really saw the breakout of Leah. She won the veto. I was so excited to see her win the veto, and she used it. Quinn did not want her to use it. She used it anyway, and it was a great move for her. Angela is surely in her corner. Angela's promised her the world. She has Angela as a permanent number. And she also had thing one and thing two groveling at her feet, ready to worship the ground that she walked on for the rest of the game. It definitely is not great for her that Joseph was evicted, but she still has Quinn, she still has Angela, and she is very scrappy. Leah is one to watch, and I could see her winning this season easily if she makes it to that final two. My number three is T-Core. I'm so impressed with her. She had chemo on the block. He absolutely should have gone home. Why wouldn't the house want to split up such an obvious trio? But they kept chemo, and I will give T-Core all the credit for that. She is going into jury, and she has an intact trio, two people who worship the ground she walks on. She has Chelsea. I think this is T-Core's season to lose at this point. And I would love to see a T-Core win. I'm pulling for you. Next on my ranking is Rubina. I was so excited for her when she won the AI arena. She was so close to winning last time, but she finally got the win. You go, Rubina. I'm pulling for her. I think she's such a fun personality. I'm glad that she gets to play her own game without Tucker there. I do like her and Tucker as a showman. Will they last outside of the game? I think so. I think there was a lot of love there, and I would love to see that happen. But honestly, I think Rubina is a dark horse to win this season. I think she's been very underestimated, but she's shown to be self-interested. She's shown to be able to pull out a comp win. And I think she has a great social standing. The only thing standing in her way is T-Core. If something happens to T-Core, I think Rubina would become my top winner pick, honestly. Next on my ranking is Chemo. He's not really doing much for me, but I still do like him. I'm glad he's there. I'm ready for this trio to get split up, though. I definitely wanted Joseph to go, and I don't really want any of the trio to leave this week, but I think Chemo is the weak link of the trio right now. And I'm not sure what else Chemo's gonna do in this game. I'd like to see him branch out on his own a little bit more instead of just doing what his allies tell him to do. I don't think he had too much fight to stay in the game, but I was very impressed with him as he was giving his eviction speech. And that's ultimately, it seemed, what changed Mackenzie's mind about, yeah, I better keep Chemo in this game. So props to you, Chemo. You fought for your life when it counted at the last moment, and you stayed. I respect it. Next is Mackenzie herself. I still think she is a bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and she does not have the wits about her to really win the season, but I find her very entertaining, and she has been a cause of a lot of dramatic moments this season, whether intentional or unintentional. Her winning those few AI arenas she did, her having that last second vote switch in the diary room, she's entertaining. And this love triangle drama, don't really care for it too much, but it should provide some entertainment, I guess. Speaking of, I also have Cam next. I find him entertaining too. He's woken up a bit in the game, but I think he is thinking with his pants instead of thinking with his brain for a lot of decisions. And I need him to get his head in the game for once instead of just vibing out. Because, I don't know, I think Chelsea might just turn on him, and I wouldn't even blame her, honestly. I don't know if he could really win this game, honestly. He's not impressing me too much. I think Cam has a lot of work cut out for him to win the game, but I do think he is showing that he is a capable competitor, at least. Next on my ranking is Chelsea. I will give her some credit too. She also got this flip going. She is the new HOH. I don't think she needed to win. I think winning this was bad for her. I understand it came to some sort of tiebreaker and she was trying to throw it, but throw harder, throw better. You did not need to win this. And honestly, if she plays this HOH wrong, I think it'll be the death of her game. I would like to see Chelsea fail, though. At this point, I think she is... Oh, I don't know. She did not need to win this HOH. That's all I can say. Last on my ranking is Quinn, and oh, I had a good laugh. He had another failed HOH. That close-up on his face as the votes were revealed, I bust out laughing. It was so funny to me. Like, you really got an ally sent home on your HOH twice. He's easily the worst HOH ever. I would say he is in contention to be one of the worst Big Brother players ever. He's definitely the worst Big Brother player this season. And I'm just like, wow, you're terrible at this game. How are you a super fan? Do you just not observe any of the previous mistakes that have happened? The lack of awareness, it's just, how do you mess up this badly? How? He has no chance of winning this season. If he lasts any longer, it's because everybody will be like, oh, why would I waste my time with Quinn? It won't be because they like him or respect him. It'll be purely out of pity. He's a terrible player. He's insufferable to watch. In the diary room, I know the diary room is scared when Quinn walks in. They better soundproof those walls better. I don't know how the rest of the house doesn't hear him in there yelling. It's so loud. Are your vocals okay? Does he drink tea every morning? I don't see him drinking tea every morning. Like, how is he okay? He yells so... I couldn't yell that much. And I have pretty good vocals. But gosh, he just gets in that diary room and goes down. I'm glad to see him fail, though. I don't like Quinn. And I will never like Quinn. I'd love to see him leave this week. He's not winning this season. I can take comfort in that fact, but wow. Pathetic. How are you in this bad of a position? Quinn. Now, on to the other Big Brother aspects. We have the AI Arena. It's finally over. I said 2 weeks ago, it's overstayed its welcome. I still stand by that it's overstayed its welcome. They're lucky that things didn't go worse than they did. I think we could have had more entertaining weeks without the AI Arena. Honestly, I really do. But for what it was, I will say it worked. But I don't need to see it come back again. This was a good twist. Leave it at that. Don't let it overstay its welcome. I do not want challenges to become such a key part of the game. What I'd like to see them do, I know they want a competition in every episode. Go back to what it was. Bring back the live HOH. That's your Thursday competition. They clearly love have-nots because they're pretty irrelevant lately, but they keep them around anyway. So let's bring back the have-not or the food competitions and do that on Sunday and throw some little twist in there. It wasn't broke. The format they had for years and years, it was never broke, but they fixed it for some reason and got rid of those competitions. And I think the food competitions are great too, because if you have a lot of content, you just cut out that competition entirely. But what do I know? It was a great format. I'd rather see that. I missed my live HOH competitions so much. That would get me so excited for the week, and now I have to wait for the live feeds to come on instead of just getting to go to bed. So, I don't know. I don't need to see the AI Arena ever again. I will not be shocked if they rebrand it the Arena and we see it from here on out. I don't want to see that. I think that will be a mistake, and I think that will go poorly, but what can we do? They got good feedback for once, and we know they aren't used to that. The competitions themselves, what were they? Honestly, I don't really remember many of the competitions. It's been a crazy 2 weeks for me, so excuse me. I still think they need to add more random competitions. I feel like they have been pretty scale-based lately. Like, let's get some stupid ones in there. I think they go a little too high concept sometimes. I love a crapshoot. I love more crapshoots, honestly. I think those are great. But I guess it's been fine. I don't know. If I had any big complaints, I'd probably remember. Oh, the AI instigator. I think that twist worked out fine, actually. I'm glad Tucker got that money. And I guess the fan vote's fun. It gets the fans going. I think we could get that fan interaction with the food votes, but whatever. What do I know? But I actually do like that twist because it was pretty inconsequential on the game itself, but it did give some opportunity for some drama and mess to happen. I think it's cool. Don't really care that much about it. I think that's about all I have to say for Big Brother. I'm glad Angela made jury at least, but come on, let's get Angela to the finale. Let's do it. Let's just take her all the way. Okay, on to the challenge. So last week it was Jody and Tony who left. Jody, I've never really been too big of a fan of hers back in the day. I haven't seen any of her seasons that she's been on since she came back in the mix lately. This was like my first dose of Jody in the new challenge era. And I enjoyed her. I was sad to see her go. I was very happy to see Avery stay after everything Tony put her through. But I was sad to see Jody go. I don't think she earned her spot on that team. I think it should have been Veronica or a lot of the other Era 1 girls on instead. But I do enjoy Jody as a competitor. I'd like to see her back for the Challenge 41, I think. I'd like to see what she can do now. I think she could keep up with the competitors nowadays, and not all of the Era 1 people can. But yes, I was rooting for Avery to win because I wanted her to get to laugh at Tony. Speaking of Tony, he's still a pathetic quitter. I've never liked Tony. I never will. Bye, be gone. I never want to see him again. This was a pathetic outing for him, and I am glad Avery made him out to be a fool, and she called his bluff. Okay, on to this week. Honestly, I don't have too much to say on the challenge the past 2 weeks. The episodes have been solid, but I will say we had Horacio and Anissa, who were eliminated this week. Horacio, he's boring, but he's a good competitor, and I think there is some drama around his elimination. I don't really care. What's Horacio gonna do if he stays? What's Derek gonna do? I've never liked Derek. Never. I think he is a pathetic follower, and he has no backbone. But Horacio, I'm not heartbroken that he left. He was just whining about Nerys. Okay.
Okay.
You go be with Nerys. Congratulations to the lovely couple. I mean, just objectively, a very gorgeous couple. But without Nerys here, what are you doing? Bye. But Anissa, I have not liked Anissa since probably Dirty 30. That was the last season where I was like, okay, Anissa, you're cool. I was rooting for Anissa to win in this elimination because I saw her put up a fight like she hasn't put up in years. And there was just a drive that Anissa hasn't had in years. And I was sad to see her go. Jenny really embarrassed herself. I don't know if it was Anissa having a good outing or Jenny having a bad outing. But either way, Jenny should be embarrassed, and Anissa, you should hold your head high. You had a good run here. Honestly, I would almost be like, maybe hang it up now while you're ahead and you showed that you're good. But honestly, maybe I would be curious to see one more season out of Anissa, see if she can win an elimination. I don't know. I'm not too upset that Anissa left though. Like, she's been on too many seasons for me to care. But at one point, I really did like Anissa. I really did. Not so much anymore though. Now, next week is the week I'm looking forward to. We've seen Laurel picking fights with Darrell. That fight was nasty. But next week we've got it all coming to a head with Kara, and I do know the eliminations. I'm very excited for next week. I will say I did drop the Anonymous. I did not go back for the episode. I saw what went down, and I was like, you know what? I don't need to watch this. But we do have the cast reveal for Survivor. Now, I try not to really look at cast reveals too much anymore. I used to get pretty invested in them, and then I'd just be mad when people I was already rooting for didn't perform the way I wanted them to, especially with Survivor, so I just don't look. But I know that Aisha Welch is on the season. I do partake in listening to the Rob Has Podcast World. I think those are a great podcast. And I'm very excited to see what she does. I have an off and on relationship with Survivor in recent years, but I will absolutely be tuning in to see how Aisha does. And I'm pulling for you. I could make a whole video on Survivor. I'd probably need to because I have so many thoughts on it right now. They're not good, but I have to say, Aisha, win it. Now onto the world of Housewives, and I feel like the only real talking point is Real Housewives of Orange County. I was very out of it with the episode last night because we just saw the Big Brother episode we had, and I watched Orange County straight after. I will say I do not like that we're making Shannon some victim here. Nobody told you to drunk drive. You're a drunk driver. I don't like this narrative that we're trying to paint. The picture was very sad, and John Jansen is evil. Shannon might be the lesser of two evils, but what she did is still wrong. You're not a victim here. She's not a victim. No, I feel like the main talking of Orange County this week has been for Tamra. She had her big plastic surgery. I'm sure she's gonna look fabulous for the reunion. It looks like she's healing up nicely, but oh my gosh. Props to you, Tamra, for sharing the healing process, because I would simply fall off the face of the earth for a week or two instead of showing my face in that condition. But not only did she show up her face, she did a full Q&A, and we got her and Vicky feuding a bit. Vicky went on her podcast that she's doing with a fan, branded after Tamra, and she was talking about Tamra's daughter and that situation again. I will let a lot of things go. My hard limit, no excuses, no nothing, no kids. Don't talk about kids. Don't judge somebody's parenting. That's my line. And Vicky crossed that line with Tamra. I think talking about Tamra's parenting, talking about her relationship with her kids, totally uncool. Don't appreciate that at all. And I definitely do sympathize with Tamra. I know she's still getting backlash and everybody taking sides in the kids drama. No, I don't think anybody who's not a parent should be talking about parenting. I don't think anybody should judge other parents for how they parent. Tamara has two kids who are fully on her side, and it is a complicated situation, but we're not in that situation. That situation didn't play out on camera. It's not fair to talk about. It's not fair to bring up. We don't know the ins and outs of it. We do know that Tamara's ex was a pretty gross guy. We know that much. I think Vicky bringing it up at all was very wrong, and it was uncalled for. Sure, you can say that Tamara is being harsh to Shannon, but she is being harsh to Shannon. Shannon herself. She is focusing on Shannon as a person. Shannon can take the consequences of her own actions. Tamara is having other people brought into her drama. They're shoving other people in her face. Not cool. That's where I stand on that. I don't like how that's playing out. Was there any other Housewives news? Oh, they announced Phaedra for Dancing with the Stars. They announced that whole Dancing with the Stars cast, and I will say we might as well call it Dancing with the Reality Stars, because really, where are the stars? You're just getting Traitors rejects and former Traitors stars, is what it seems like to me. We've got two people from The Bachelor. This show has fallen off. And I think Phaedra is overexposed. Between this, Traitors, and both Married to Medicine and Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm sick of seeing Phaedra. I don't plan to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta because I don't want to get into that. But she's doing too many shows. Too much Phaedra, and it's the same thing with Phaedra. We're not getting new sides of Phaedra on these shows. She's giving us the same thing every time. So why are we doing so much Phaedra? Ugh. Oh, we also had the Traitors Canada cast reveal. I did not watch Traitors Canada season 1. I saw that Erica was on it. I also saw that Erica was the first boot. And when I saw that, I was like, well, then I'm not watching then. I would watch for Erica. But season 2, we have Netta. I am a huge Netta fan. I have watched the early seasons of Big Brother Canada. I did not watch the later seasons. Something about it. Just after, I think after season 5 actually is when I fell off. And I just adore Netta. I think she is one of the greatest competition reality stars of all time. And I can't wait to see her back in action. I will be watching that as long as Netta is on, even if she's only on one episode. I will watch that episode, but I think Netta will do well. I'm pulling for you, Netta. You take it home. Come on, Netta. This is your redemption. I'm so excited. I think that about wraps it up for this week. Well, these past 2 weeks in reality TV. I should be back next week, so stay tuned. Until next time, bye.